course. Hi, Dagny.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. You look so pretty with pink outfit.
Oh, thank you. You look pretty too. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, Dagny. Before we start, I will give some information to Sobat Grid about your music. Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to the date, Dagny music has been streamed over 1 billion times, right?
Me?
And
That's pretty cool.
also, and also, Dagny has been nominated for 6 Norwegian Grammys, right? And also, Dagny debut album "Strangers or Lovers" has been released in May 2020,
Yeah.
and the last
That's good.
one, Dagny single hit "Somebody," which has over 80 million stream on Spotify. Oh
That's
my
true.
God!
Yeah, you did your research. That's great. That's super good. Yeah. That's right as
That's
well. Right.
Wow, that's really a lot of achievement of you as a singer, I think.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a
So
good journey.
I want to know, Daphne, when did you know that you was talented in singing and finally become a singer?
I think that I started picking up the acoustic guitar around, I think I was 14 or 15, and my initial dream was to be a songwriter, actually, not necessarily an artist. Uh, so I think that, I've never particularly thought of myself as like a um well, this is going to sound really strange, but I've never thought of myself as like a singer, like a talented singer. I've just thought of myself as like a songwriter who uses my voice to, like, I guess, tell these stories, and that's always kind of been my that was my original dream. But then I started playing shows, and I realized that I loved doing concerts, and that's like I honestly love it. So that was I couldn't stop doing that. Yeah. So I would say around 14, 15 was like when it really started. But then I moved to London when I was 21, and from there I guess I really got into like music scene and music uh yeah, really taking it seriously, I guess. Yeah.
So at the first time, you want to be a songwriter, not a
Mm.
singer.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, and finally you become a singer and you love it and you
Yes.
enjoy it. The process, like wow, that's so great, I think.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I'm so happy that because I think as a singer, as a musician, then it's natural that you have ups and downs, as with most other things in life too. But like, you have times where you really are feeling like at the top of the world and everything is just great and going your way. And then you have times where you feel like, oh, I should just stop being a musician and I don't know what I'm doing and what the hell is going on. And I think that, like, looking back, I'm so happy that I didn't convince myself at all these times where I could have to do something else, because I honestly, however cliche it sounds, I honestly like wake up most days feeling incredibly lucky and happy to be able to just like do music every day, in whether it's playing a show or writing or discussing music or planning what we're doing, or it's I like all sides of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Oh my God. So that's it. I heard you release a new single, Heartbreak in the Making.
That's right.
So what it's about?
Heartbreak in the Making is about going into something, a relationship, I guess, despite seeing all the red flags and knowing that you probably shouldn't be doing this. And also just like knowing that it's going to end bad, basically. Despite knowing it's going to end bad, you decide to just jump into it. And yeah, I sometimes I compare it to like a night out when you're drinking tequila, because whenever you go out and you drink tequila, you know that it's probably not a great idea and it's probably going to end bad and you're going to feel like shit after, but you do it anyway. So, you know, the song isn't about tequila, but it's a kind of a comparison to to how it's to the relationship I'm describing. Yeah.
So we can say a toxic relationship or no?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, I guess like I mean, the truth is that like most relationship could end up in a heartbreak. That's the chance you take when you jump into a relationship. So I guess like whether or not it's a toxic relationship or exciting relationship, if it's just a turbulent relationship or if it's a great relationship, the truth is that it can always end up in a heartbreak, and that's the risk. But I think in this sense, it's there's something incredibly you know, you are drawn to it and you're excited by it, but you also know that it's not going to end. It's not going to
It's
end.
not gonna end.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But which one your favorite lyric in that song, Heartbreak in the Making?
Ooh, that is a good question. I've never actually thought about that. Some songs I have like a very, very clear, specific favorite lyric. Ska vi se. I guess I always really love the outro, like when it says nothing's like a heartbreak in the making, and I do it again and again and again and again, because yeah, I don't know, there's just something about that outro that's so like, there's something so euphoric about, despite like, I don't know, I think that, you know, again, taking it back to a night out, even though it might not end well, it doesn't mean that like you can do it again, and there can be a lot of positive things about having experiences in relationship that isn't always, you know, you can learn and grow from it. And I do think that like when you're in love, there's nothing like it. So despite knowing that it can end bad, you're not going to potentially falling in love with someone, are you? Like you that hopefulness about like, all right, I would just do it again. One time it's gonna end well, isn't it?
I also have a favorite lyric in the song. I
Yeah.
like how there always beauty in a tragedy.
Oh yes, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's true. That's probably actually my favorite lyric too. Now you say it.
Yeah, I think that's mean a lot and relate. So if you see in other side of the tragedy, you will find another beauty, right?
Exactly. You know what? I can't believe I didn't even think of that. That's definitely my favorite line too. And I remember when we wrote it, because we were having conversations about how exactly that, like how if you sometimes, you know, shit situations, or I almost dare to say that almost any situation, if you turn it around in some ways and you look at it in a different way, then there's almost something positive you can take out of almost any, even like if it's, you know, people coming together or finding each other in the very difficult situation, or whether it's like, you know, more personal thing where you're like you maybe look back and you realize that you learned and you grew from it. So almost any situation, like if you really, sometimes you have to look really closely, but there's almost always something positive that you can take away from it. And I'm very happy that you reminded me of that, because that's also my definitely my favorite line. Yeah. And I'm glad.
I'm so really like that part. In the start and the end, it's fine. Start with that lyric, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Dagny, talking about heartbreak, how do you get up from the broken heart? Then maybe you have any tips and trick you can share to Sobat Grit, you can share to your friends.
Yeah. I think that sometimes when it comes to heartbreaks, I think the most important thing is just to realize that like people deal with it differently, and people need different amount of time, and there is no one way to get over a heartbreak. There is not like one recipe of how to deal with it. And I think it's important, whether it's yourself or whether it's someone around you, to allow people to take the time that it takes. And it doesn't matter if it's not always like, oh, it's 1 month or 3 months or 1 year or 3 years. Some heartbreaks, you never, even though you move on, you never really get over them. And that's just like, I think like it's important to remember that it's, whatever you need and whatever time you need, then most of the time, time heals all wounds to some degree, but it differs how long that takes. And sometimes, you just have to find a way to live with it and deal, and you will, but like it's there with you in some ways, maybe. And then I often think as well that, having some people, maybe it's just one person, or maybe there's a few people, but someone that you can talk to, and someone who you enjoy being around, and being around people that makes you feel good always helps. So yeah, no, I don't think there's one way. Each person, it's different, and that's okay. Yeah.
So I think when we heartbreak and when we broken heart, we still believe that we bless.
We believe that. Say again.
When we heartbreak, when we feel broken heart, so we should believe that we bless. We bless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that like no, that's right.
Okay, Dagny. I will talking about your debut album. The title is Strangers or Lovers, right? So,
yeah.
as we know, it's a different way between strangers and lovers, right? So, there's any reason why you gave your debut album Strangers or Lovers?
Yeah, Strangers, Lovers. I called it that because the whole album was a conceptual album, in terms of there was a part one that was like the start and the good time in a relationship, and then there was a part two that was like the breakup phase and basically post breakup. And I think that what really fascinated me to write that album is how you sometimes meet people, you meet a person, right, and they're a stranger to you. And fast forward, you become a girlfriend, you become lovers, and you have then gone from strangers to lovers, and suddenly that person is your closest person, the one that you always call and the one that you always turn to. And then when you break up, there's suddenly this very harsh divide where you gradually go from lovers back to strangers again. And I just found that time so brutal. Like suddenly you're not able to call that person anymore. Suddenly you don't know what they're up to and how they're doing. And you suddenly realize that they have people in their life that you don't know, and they used to be your closest person. So that journey from strangers to lovers and back to strangers again, that's kind of what inspired the whole album. Yeah.
Wow, I love the concept one. Wow, I can think it before. So when you say it, wow, I can think it before. Wow, that's good. So Dagny, have you planned to come to Indonesia? Maybe for a vacation or concert?
Yeah, I would absolutely love to. I really feel like it's definitely, when we're going to be traveling to Asia, it's like on top of the list, because I've never been, and we've done some concerts in Thailand and in Philippines and in South Korea, but never in Indonesia. So I would absolutely love that.
If you come to Indonesia, I will be your guide. Pinky swear.
Yeah. Okay, that's definitely a pinky swear. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah. So, Dagny, I will teach you a sentence of Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay. Patah hati,
Patah hati,
ketawain aja.
kentawain
Aja.
aja. Kentawain
Cuaks.
aja. Twat.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Cuaks. Cuaks is slang word in Indonesia.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
it means broken heart. Just take easy, bro. Cuaks.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. God, you need to write that down for me so I can remember it.
Ya, patah hati ketawain aja.
Wow, I need to practice that so many times because it sounds so cool when you say it like that.
Yeah. And the last one, is there anything you want to say to Sobat Grit and your friends in Indonesia?
I just want to say that I really, really hope that I see you soon, and that I really appreciate. I'm really, really grateful and happy that people are connecting to my music, and that they're so patient since we haven't been there to play a show yet. And I promise that at some point I will be there. And in the meantime, I hope we can continue to just connect through the music. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dagny, for your time.
Likewise, it's lovely
Thank
to meet you.
you.
And
And
have a good day.
success for your concert tour in Europe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Terima kasih sudah menonton video ini. Jangan lupa subscribe dan aktifkan lonceng notifikasi supaya kamu nggak ketinggalan video terbaru dari Grit.